Today I'm talking about FRBM Act. The full form of FRBM Act is Physical Responsibility and Budget Management. So uh, the reason FRBM Act came into existence because Indian borrowing levels were very high during early 90s to 2000s. So because of that, Indian economy was very weak. It had a highest physical deficit, highest revenue deficit, and highest debt to GDP ratio. So by 2003, the continuous government borrowings and the resultant, the debt had severe impact on health of Indian economy. So even though we are borrowing, we were paying the interests of the previous borrowings. So it's not used for the productive purposes. So this resulted in interest payment becoming the large expenditure item of the government. So the Parliament of India felt that there should be a control between control on government India to restore the high level of borrowings to the fund expenditure. Hence, in 2000s, they introduced a bill bringing responsibility and discipline, and it came into existence by 2003. So the core objective of what is it about the FRBM Act is about this is physical discipline and maintaining the balance between government revenue and government expenditure and the economic stability we should bring the economic stability in the country, and we should be make it more transparent in physical operations of the government. Everyone should be able to uh, uh, get to know where the government is spending on. So these are the objectives. The core objectives of is to introduce the transparency of the physical management system in the country, and to introduce more equitable management distribution in the country, decrease the debt over the years. So provisions for the Physical Responsibility and Budget Management Act was to revenue deficit as a percentage GDP, and a tax revenue as a percentage GDP, and the total outstanding liabilities as a GDP. So what initially we had a targets of a revenue deficit target should be completely eliminated by March 2039, sorry, 2009, and the minimum amount of reduction was only 0.5% of the GDP. And the physical deficit should be also reduced to 3% of the GDP by 31st March 2009. The minimum annual reduction was only 0.3%. And the additional liabilities, including external debt at the current exchange rate, should be reduced to 9% of the GDP by 2004 and 5. The minimum annual reduction target in each subsequent year was 1% of GDP. So were we able to achieve these targets by 2009? No, that's completely uh, we couldn't able to achieve that. So implementing the act, the government had to manage to cut the physical deficit to 2.7% of GDP and revenue deficit of 1.1% of GDP in 2007 and 8. However, the targets were not met. So the global crisis of 2007 led the government to infuse the resources in Indian economy as a physical stimulus in 2008. Therefore, the physical targets had to be postponed temporarily in the view of global thing. So the conclusion about FRBM Act is to seek to achieve the long-term macroeconomic stability while generating budget surpluses and prudent debt management, and limiting borrowing to cut down the deficit and debt, and a greater transparency and removal of physical impediments, and providing a medium-term framework for budgetary implementation.